Hey guys, this is the watch list video for Thursday, July 8th. Thursday's getting here quick because we had the holiday on Monday. Showing you the SPY. Today was a FOMC minutes release. I don't know if that was a factor, but it was really weird out there. Anyone who showed up to chat today, you saw there were things were so crazy whippy. And I took a couple early trades that I'm not very proud of. And usually I don't like trading, especially in conditions like this. I don't like trading in the first 5 or 10 minutes, right? Because things can whip all over the place. Well, I took, I think, 2 trades in the first 5 or 10 minutes that pretty much didn't work right away, and I had to hit out. And so it started off my day really lousy. And I'll show you 5-minute candles here. So the market gapped up a little bit and sold off, and then slowly grinded higher. And then you had the FOMC minutes, and I don't know, it was a nice reversal, but things just traded weird. They just traded weird. I hate it today. I don't know how else to put it. And I ended up having an okay day. I'll show you, like here, just a couple highlights from today real quick. ALF, I actually called this one over the high of day after it traded like maybe like this. I said I liked it over the high of day, which would have been over this high. These are 5-minute candles. So there's your opening candle, then it had an initial pop, then a lower high, and it was kind of sneaking back up, right? And it's a recent high flyer, so called it long over the high of day, which is over 15.16, which happened right there, and it ended up going all the way up to almost 18. So that was a nice one. That's a highlight. I also didn't put it on the results page or the highlight page, but that's not what I meant to type. XELA, Kevin P., who makes most of the highlight reels, called this one over 3, right? So it broke 3 there and ended up going up, quick 10%, honestly, in about 20 minutes. So it was a nice little call, too. And then I'll show you MRIN, which I found really interesting. It was kind of curling up here. And Gustavo from the chat put it on notice, or I guess drew it to my attention. I had it on a chart because I always keep recent high flyers on the chart. But here's my thinking on this one. When I saw Gustavo say over 20, I looked at it and I agreed. It had gone down into the 17s. But it has been the strongest stock in the whole wide world. I'll pan way out here. If you don't know what MRIN is, you haven't been trading, right? This thing ran from, $2 to 26. Again, it's not a great way to show you because it's 5-minute candles. But anyway, then finally you have the reversal day where it closes red and then today gaps down, right? So I'm thinking longs are done. And so my thinking was longs are done and it's bleeding lower. But I can't help but think if this gets back through 20, takes out the high of day, everyone who shorted the gap down today, thinking MRIN, longs are done, right? Everyone who shorted today, I'm not talking about shorted 2 days ago or yesterday, but shorted today, trying to make that easy money because it's so extended to the upside, is probably going to have to cover, right? And so I agreed. Gustavo put it on watch, put it on the room on notice, and I agreed, and I put out in the chat room, over 20, this may cause a little mini squeeze, or however I worded it, I don't know. And so there, you can see the volume coming in. It breaks 20. It doesn't look like much, but within 6 or 7 minutes, it went up to 21.48. That doesn't seem like much, but I was already having a bad day, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to take this 1 through 20. I like everything about it. And so you can see my fill. I did a limit of 20, but I didn't put the limit price on. I just showed you the fill price. Got filled at $19.99. And as I tweeted something like, I literally was just clicking sell, let it run a little bit, click sell. There was no method. There was no organization. There was no process. I was just so damn happy to be selling for more than I bought something, right, with the morning I had, right? So my first sell, my second sell, my third sell, and all of these are equal increments, by the way. I took pretty good size. So I had 3 of them that I made over $1 on, and then my last one was as it was coming down. But every one of them was nice, and I'll slide this over. And this actually took me from having a kind of a cruddy day to a decent day. So that's what I did, and it's not even that much of a move, but the thesis made sense, and there was plenty of volume to take the trade. And ended up, by the way, kind of chopping sideways the rest of the day. So love the teamwork in chat, though. So anyway, what are we watching for tomorrow? Let me zoom in a little bit here. VVOS. I'm not in love with this list, by the way. And let me say this real quick. I run scans every night looking for different kinds of scenarios to make these videos with, right? Because I'm an intraday trader. I make my money between the bells. And so I try to find stocks that are in play and that might give me an intraday trade tomorrow. I don't hold any stocks overnight. I always joke around. I won't even hold my wife overnight. That's how safe I try to play it, right? And so one of the scans I run, and I don't know the exact parameters, so I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but there is something like at least 4 days down in a row, right? I'm looking for bounce plays, in other words, something kind of beaten up. And on the fourth day, which would be today, because I'm running the scan today, on the day of the scan, it's already down at least 4 days in a row. And on the fourth day, it's down at least 5%. So if you can picture that, that's something selling. And on the fourth day, like accelerating to the downside. I just run the scan and then I look at them. And sometimes there'll be, sometimes if the market's strong, there won't be any that show up. Sometimes there'll be 2 or 3 on kind of an ugly day. But if the market's been strong, I'm lucky to get 4 or 5. I want to say today there were probably 30. I might be exaggerating, but I think there were about 30 that showed up on that scan. I don't know if that's showing underlying market weakness, because if we glance at the SPY, we're sitting at all-time highs. But that's pretty unusual, because that was like 30 stocks that are red 4 days in a row. And today, the fourth red day, or at least fourth red day, at least 30 stocks were down 5% after being down 3 days in a row before that. So I don't know if that's underlying weakness or not, but it's a little bit weird for me, because keep in mind, I run scans every night, and I've been doing it for, I don't know, 12, 13, 14, 15 years. No, I'm sorry, 17 years running scans every night. So I'm just giving you a little heads up that is a little weird. All right, and trading was a little weird today. Having said all that, what am I watching tomorrow? VVOS had decent volume and closed above its open. I don't know. I don't love the chart or anything, but I am going to watch it. They did have news this morning. DNUT. I think Wayne made a nice call on this one today. But what we have is 4 days worth of trading. So we had the big pop, couple days lower, and then today turning green again. So I do like it as a potential long tomorrow with an A+ intraday setup. SPCE, I'm not in love with, but it really seems to have found support, right, in this area for the last 4 or 5 days. And so it might give a nice pop tomorrow. If we go to 15-minute candles, gapped up a few sessions ago and just sold off all day. Then kind of had a nice run yesterday before giving some of that back, and then today gapped down. But it's holding this 43 level, so maybe it's up from here. I think there's, I want to say, I should know, but I don't. There's some sort of event. I think Branson's going to fly into space or something, and that, correct me or reply to the video, however you want to do it. If it's already happened, I honestly don't know. I'll probably check it out when I'm done making this video if I can figure that out, because that just could be a potential catalyst for this stock too. All right, you know what? Instead of just leaving things up in the air, I just paused the video, just glanced, and I found an article. Founder Richard Branson to join 5 others on a test flight to the edge of space on July 11th. So there you go. So that, let's see, today's the 7th. I'm going to glance at the calendar real quick. So the 11th falls on Sunday. So we've got literally 2 more trading days between now and that flight. So you may have a run up in the next couple days too. So that actually makes me like this a little bit more. So that's SPCE. PBTS was already on watch coming into today, and you had the big pop yesterday, and then a quiet inside day today. So I'm just looking for a 3rd day play there. BLIN, you had the crazy move, and then the huge gap up, red day, huge gap down, red day. Just putting it on bounce watch, kind of think MRIN, the way we played that today. Maybe that'll happen. We'll see if it sets up. Wave has only been trading for 4 days and has as of yet to close above its open on all 4 days that it's traded. But anyway, it's interesting. It's fallen now from 30. It's been cut in half in 3 sessions, right? Closing at 1485. Certainly a good potential bounce play. Again, only with one of the setups that we look for. I wasn't going to put this on watch, but maybe I will. NEO was just breaking out 3-4 days ago, 5 days ago, and completely kind of rolling back over and nearing support. So that's NIO. It's a Chinese EV maker, though, and Chinese stocks seem to be out of favor the last few days, so who knows? But it doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart, so I will. SQBG, kind of a weird looking chart because you have these massive topping tails, but you did have a run from 872 to 28 in a couple sessions, or even 1.5 sessions before falling back down to 1492 where it closed today. So it is a good candidate for a potential bounce tomorrow. I like to focus on the recent high flyers. I don't love this one, MEDS, but it had a big pre-market run 4 days ago, sold off, and then another red day, and it gapped down, and another red day, and another red day, but it is down to that area between the 8 and the 20 day now. So maybe it's ready to turn back up. But my problem with it is for the last 4 days after the gap up, every long is underwater. So usually that takes some of the oomph out of a big pop. But if we get an A+ bounce setup, might be able to get a little intraday trade, right? SWBI, Smith & Wesson, I think gun sales came out, or earnings, or a combination of the two, not very long ago. I'm pretty sure it was probably on this day. Who knew this was going to almost double in a couple of weeks? Or I would have just bought that and gone to Destin for a week or two and not had to trade, right? But anyway, then it tops out at almost 40, and now if you count the session that it topped out at 40, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions. It's down in the 28 area now, certainly, and nearing the 20 day. So certainly a good setup after that recent run and now a pullback for a potential bounce. BTU, just a very strong breakout today. We're going to look for some kind of continuation setup tomorrow. IPW had a big move today. I think this was deemed a sympathy play to this should probably be on watch, but I just can't do it, right? NEGG, crazy thin stock, and today it went from 28 to 79, which is just stupid, and 76 million shares. I think, anyway, I'll have it on a chart, but NEGG is not intended to be on my watch list for tomorrow. But I think IPW was deemed by traders a sympathy to NEGG. So I think that is what is causing the pop today. So you should probably have NEGG on a chart. Double check that to see if it's even a sympathy, though, because sometimes traders are wrong. But it did have big volume and a strong day, so I am going to watch it tomorrow. And then lastly, I'm going to put GAME, GAME on watch. In after hours, this is trading at 14.12. So if it holds the gap, then it's looking to be, gapping up to new all-time highs tomorrow. And that's it. I'm going to quit babbling, and I'll see everybody in the chat room in the morning. Have a good night.